everybody. These are, like Carol said, every Wednesday. I'm not sure how many weeks we've been doing this. Probably
This
close
is
to
40. We're having an anniversary party today.
40.
40 today. We're 40 today. So cheers to that.
Cheers.
40 weeks in a row.
Woo!
Yep.
And we do this each week around 4 o'clock Eastern time. Each week we try to make the theme a little different, interesting. I was just telling Kathy and David earlier that even though we're technically in Mexico today, that the whole Asian influence was just really exciting to us because it was a little something else to do. You know, we're always looking for something a little different thematically. So thanks for joining us today and having fun with us and dressing up and doing your sushi and putting the chopsticks in your hair, which I would never think to do, but I'm going to do it now. And we just ask that, just a little housekeeping, because we are recording these each week. We ask that you keep yourselves muted unless you're speaking. If you have questions for Kathy or David, please put them in the chat box, and we will get to those as we need to. David's going to be looking at the chat box so he can jump in and answer. And if questions or comments still are not answered by the end, I'll make sure that they are. And then now, I want to say hello to our partner, Marina, who is on the call with us. Marina O'Leary is our business development guru. And
hello. Welcome, and thank you all for dressing up and coming to spend your happy hour with us today.
And who are your companions there, Marina?
Look, it's Roberto.
Yes, and
Nobu. Yeah.
Nice. Good company you're keeping.
So jealous.
I hope they're going to cook for you later.
And now I will turn it over to Carol, who's going to announce our first 5 winners.
Yes, so as most of you know, if you're on time and show up week after week by 4:50, 3:55, we have a special gift from our host. And today that's Kathy Botero, who is here on behalf of the Nobu Hotels. Kathy, what have you got for our first 5 today?
I have a Nobu tea set for the 5 participants that checked in by 3:55.
What kind of tea set do you have? Is that something really great?
It's one of those little metal kettles with the little cups.
That's awesome, Kathy. Would y'all like to know who got that? There are 5 of you. And that would be Basia. I haven't said hi to Basia, but Basia Borders gets 1. Sam Bixby gets 1. Carol Nall gets 1. Katie Flanagan gets 1. And Lori Meacham, who I haven't said hi to either. Lori gets 1. So thank you so much, Kathy. That's a cool gift.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Hey, Carol.
Yeah, hey, Carol.
Can I just say something real quick? I ordered a t-shirt because it's so me. It says, better never than late.
This one's pretty much at 5 minutes of every single week.
So anyway, thank you.
We may have to scramble that criteria somehow. I think I have everybody's addresses other than Katie. So Katie, could you email me your mailing address, please? Preferably your home address, and I will send it over to Kathy.
Yay!
So, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my dear old friend Kathy Botero, who represents the AIC Hotel Group, and one of the hotels that they own, and manage, is some of the new Nobu hotels that are kind of opening up everywhere, and to great fanfare and accolades. We titled this presentation today, When Superstars Align, or When Superstars Collide. And those superstars this week are Robert De Niro, the actor, and Nobu Matsuhisa. Kathy can tell you name, because I'm afraid I'm going to mangle it. Just one of the most renowned chefs on the planet. And they have partnered together with the chain of restaurants, as you all, I'm sure, know, but now they are collaborating on a new hotel brand. The one in Los Cabos is the sexiest of all of them. Am I right, David? The sexiest and getting all the support. So we are very, very happy to have David and Kathy with us. Kathy, I'll let you start. Please take the mic.
Thank you, Carol. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in this week. Before I get started, I want to I want to gauge how many people have ever eaten at a Nobu restaurant before. How many of you have had the pleasure of eating at a Nobu restaurant?
I see some hands on, at least 7 to 10 hands raised. All right.
So what, I mean, 25% maybe?
I think might be around 50 over here. All right.
As you already know, then it's truly a culinary experience. I had never been to a Nobu before my company started to work with the brand. And I truly think it's one of those experiences that you have to have on your bucket list before you die. It's truly exceptional food that you can't get anywhere else. So I'm going to start my presentation. Actually, because it's an anniversary, we're going to start with the Nobu Matsuisa Martini. So what we're going to do is I got Tito's vodka. We're going to do equal parts vodka, equal parts sake.
Yum already.
On ice, we're going to put some ginger in it that I had already shaved.
Right.
We're going to mix and pour. And we're going to garnish with a cucumber.
I'm so jealous right now.
How easy is that?
Sake and vodka.
Equal parts sake, equal parts vodka, fresh ginger, and a garnish of cucumber.
That looks delicious. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Thanks for being our 40th presenter.
Thank you for having me. So I'm going to go ahead and get the presentation started of how this restaurant concept segued into the hospitality industry and how seamless this transition has been due to the foundation of this restaurant chain. All right, we're ready. So here it is, Carol. Nobu Matsuhisa is a Japanese chef that was born in 1949 in a town out in Saitama, a town outside of Tokyo. Very humble beginnings. His family was in the lumber business. And unfortunately, his father died when Nobu was young. He was about 7 years old when his father died. But being that his father was in the lumber trade, he would travel often. And Nobu always had that sense that he wanted to travel and explore the world as well. After he finished high school, he started as an apprentice at Matsui Sushi in Tokyo. So as an apprentice, he thought that he was going to get to go to the sushi counter and start making sushi right away. But it turned out that he was truly an errand boy. He would get into the restaurant at 6:30 a.m. and go with the master chef to the market and source quality ingredients. So this is where his foundations took place, knowing how to buy fish, knowing how different fish tastes, sourcing produce, and just working his way up from the very bottom, which was washing dishes, cleaning the restaurant, and helping the chef when he goes to market. 3 years after he started working at Matsui, he got the opportunity to apprentice as a sushi chef. So in this restaurant, it is where he learned the craft of making sushi. 3 years later, he got an opportunity to move to Peru and open his own restaurant. When he got to Peru, he was a little worried that he wasn't going to be able to find the same ingredients that you would need for high quality Japanese cuisine that you would find in Japan. So he started making all of his bases from scratch. And he also found that he was able to find unique and great fish options in Peru as well. So he was also experimenting with Peruvian cuisine that uses a lot of ají chiles and a lot more spice. So this is how he ventured into the Peruvian cuisine, which is what Nobu became, which is the Peruvian Japanese fusion. After 3 years in Peru, his partner was very concerned that his food cost was too high, and Nobu refused to compromise and buy substandard fish. So he was only 24 when he moved to Peru, but as a young man, he really had high standards, and he decided he was going to leave Peru because of just that the partnership didn't work out. He moved to Argentina for about a year, but realized that their staple is beef, not fish. So he didn't feel like he belonged at that place. He literally said he felt like a fish out of water in Argentina. The family ventures, but at this point they had one daughter. He and his wife moved back to Japan, and he was a little bit defeated at the fact that his business venture had not worked out. And through another mutual acquaintance, he moved to Alaska, where he built a new restaurant, 6 months putting it together, 50 days of operation. And on Thanksgiving night, the restaurant burned down completely. In the book that I read for this research, it's the cookbook, he thought about committing suicide. He was so disappointed about, putting all his money. He was broke. He was sad and depressed that he had lost all his money. How now he had another daughter, so 2 kids and a wife, and how was he going to support his family? He goes back to Japan, broke, depressed, defeated, and a friend of his suggested that he move to LA. So in 1978, he moved to LA, and he worked at a sushi bar for a few years. After a while, in 1987, he recovered his finances and was able to open a new restaurant called Matsuhisa in LA. It's in Beverly Hills. Here is where he put all of his, highest quality, best service standards to practice in a very humble restaurant. And this is where the story truly begins for Nobu. There's a lot of celebrities, obviously, that frequented the restaurant just because of where it is in Beverly Hills. And this place was for the jet set back in the day, Martha Stewart, Madonna, Bon Jovi. Of course, Robert De Niro was a fan. And at one point, he's like, would you open a restaurant with me in New York? And Nobu kept turning him down. So for 4 years, he tried to get him to come to New York and take a look at a space. Robert De Niro would come back and say, hey, I got another location I think you should look at. And after a while, Nobu was so impressed that he was so persistent that he decided that he would do it. And he opened, and in 1994, they opened the Nobu in Tribeca. So this is where the famous dishes such as the black miso cod, the whitefish tiradito, which is a Peruvian style ceviche, the yellowtail sashimi, the rock shrimp tempura, the squid pasta, which, by the way, is that came about as a request from one of his customers. So his foundations were based on service, and he truly just wanted to bring a smile to a guest. And he would, he loved to, cook to order and just, surprise guests and make them happy. So I don't know if you all had any of these dishes here, but I remember there was a party at the Nobu in Miami called the World of Nobu, and I invited a couple customers, and this was a collection of all the Nobu chefs from all over the world came down to Miami Beach, and it was a fundraiser for St. Jude's. And every state, I mean, there must have been maybe 25 to 30 stations were cooking something like this, and it was exceptional to die for. That evening, I never saw the clients. We said hello when we first got there, and everybody disappeared and went to eat, and we never saw each other again. So this was truly an eating experience. So from the Nobu restaurants, comes the theatrical allure. Because of their popularity with celebrities, that is a little bit a part of this brand. They have people like Demi Lovato, Taylor Swift, Eva Longoria happened to spend New Year's in Nobu Los Cabos. And this is just Nobu worldwide, not just in Los Cabos. The Kardashians are big fans. Also, my God, Leonardo DiCaprio, all of the LA celebrities. So part of the brand is that they, these really influential and fun people and well-known people love the brand. So when Nobu and Robert De Niro partner in the restaurant, they brought in another investor, Meyer Tepper, who is a Hollywood producer. So, they have been, a Japanese chef who's got a huge attention to detail, a very creative Hollywood producer, and an actor that is used to great service. And they decided to extend their food brand into the hospitality business because people wanted to stay and eat at the same place. So 20 years later, this is where the first Nobu Hotel, which opened in 2013 as a hotel within the hotel in Caesars, Las Vegas, the Nobu in Las Vegas. And that is the beginning of So that's where my company comes in. So as Carol mentioned before, I am with the AIC Hotel Group, and we are a family-owned Mexican hotel company. We own and manage our own hotels under different brands. For example, we have 3 of the Nobu hotels. My owner, Mr. Chapur, has known Chef Nobu and Robert De Niro for over 20 years. And they have a great partnership, and we are we own and manage the asset under the brand Nobu. We also own and manage 5 Hard Rock hotels, all inclusive. So that's another segment of our company. We also own our own brand called Unica Hotel in Riviera Maya. And we have the Eden Rock in Miami Beach. We just opened the Nobu in Chicago, which is located in the West Loop. This is a new up and coming area. It's the foodie destination. So it's very eclectic, and it's a new corporate area where customers, clients such as Google and McDonald's have moved some of their headquarters. It's the West Loop is located about 1.5 miles west of Miracle Mile. So I don't know. I mean, most people know Chicago, and you'll see it's on the other side of the expressway, but it's pretty quick to McCormick, to the Miracle Mile, to the airport. This is a small boutique hotel with 115 guest rooms, but it has 23 suites. Ideal for small meetings, small social groups, probably 40 rooms, meet and feed 80 people. This is a lobby. It's of course a Japanese minimalist style. This is our standard guest room. This is one of our sake suites. And you see it's very understated. The furniture in all of our hotels is custom made. So Chef Nobu wanted, the highest quality linens, so they're organic linens, top-notch mattresses, Natura Bissé, beauty products. This is the sake suite, the living area. This is our Zen Suite. And this is my favorite part of the room is the Japanese soaking tubs. We have them in all of our resorts, and I've been to the one in Los Cabos is exceptional. It's just so beautiful to sit in something like that. This is our villa, which is kind of like a presidential suite. Oh, and I have to mention, clients talk about the disco toilets in our Nobu properties. These toilets are about $10,000. They are, we call them disco toilets, but really it's an experience. I mean, many of you may know that Japanese, their culture in the bathroom is unique. So anyways, we got the toilets to go with that. At the Nobu in Chicago, we have the Nobu bar, the sushi bar, of course. This is the restaurant, and it just opened last July, mid-pandemic. How fun is that? We also have options for private dining and a gorgeous rooftop terrace. So in the summertime, this is the place to be seen in Chicago area. And this is the meeting room, tranquility pool, and health club, of course. And then we go to my favorite Nobu hotel, the Nobu Los Cabos. It's located in Los Cabos. So this particular, when I say Los Cabos, is you have the San Jose side and in Puerto Los Cabos, and then you have San Lucas where the arch is, the marina. To get to our resort, we actually go through a new toll road that goes through the back, through the desert. It doesn't go through the hotel zone. So it takes about 45 minutes, but once you get to our gate, we are located in a community called Diamante, which is a residential community of $1 million homes. And it's got 2 top-notch golf courses, one designed by Tiger Woods. And Nobu guests do have the opportunity to play in that golf course, correct, David?
Yes, both at the El Cardinal, the first Tiger Woods golf course here in Mexico, and the Dunes, designed by Davis Love III, and in which it was ranked number 36 worldwide in 2016 by the Golf Magazine and the best golf course in Mexico back then.
So a great location. You're very close to the marina, close to activities such as the dune buggies. What other activities, David, are close by?
Yes, the location where we are is just perfect, and especially with this COVID situation, because we're not that far, but not that close either from the marina areas or other exciting activities. Whether you would like to take a beautiful picture with the sun by riding a camel adventure. Yes, we have camels here in Cabo, or as well as a horseback riding, boogie, to see the marina into a sunset cruise sailing boat, or just going around and enjoying the beautiful and different type of restaurants, trying for different type of food. There's so much things to do here in Cabo. Even if you like to go a little bit further to see some art galleries or a magic town called Todos Santos.
Correct. So clients like this area just because it's a little bit livelier. It's a little different than San Jose. Both beautiful and have a lot to offer. This one is just a little bit closer to the heart of San Lucas. This is a 200 room resort with 103 suites. So a lot of different room type options. But what I like as a hotel salesperson about this resort is the rooms to space ratio. We have tons of meeting space and beautiful venues for the amount of rooms. So this will be an easy buyout for the client that wants exclusivity and to own the hotel, brand it, and call it their own. The architecture is stunning. I think this is one of the most beautiful hotels I've ever been in. This is our front entry and the lobby entrance. I mean, very clean lines. And very modern. This is our lobby and front desk. So it's open, I mean, it's open air, but those sliding doors do open, and those ceilings, in my opinion, I think it could be about 20 feet. So it's really high. This is just happens to be in front of the beach and the fire pits throughout. This happens to be our standard guest room. Chef Nobu wanted his hotels to feel very homey, so he requested that a lot of different woods be used in the construction of the property. So again, the furniture is custom made. This happens to be a junior suite. A lot of them have the swim out pools. The Zen Suite. I got to stay in one of these, and it was truly just, my mouth dropped when I went into this room. It was just so beautiful. Much better in person. The textures of the linens, there's throw blankets and all organic snacks in the mini bar. This happens to be our sake suite with, the kind of the wall comes, the door opens and you're truly in the outdoor. And this is the Miyabi Suite, and to the left you see the bathroom, and you see the accents, that stone wall, and of course the Japanese soaking tubs. This is our Nobu Suite living room. It's kind of like one of the presidential suites, oceanfront. And this is another angle of that same suite, and of course the doors slide, and it's beautiful views. We have the Nobu Los Cabos restaurant. And Carol, do you remember when I told you this restaurant reminds me of the Post Ranch Inn? The wood.
Indeed, I do. And I think you're absolutely right. It's that same kind of combination of wood, earthy, and ocean.
And ocean. So a very beautiful. So that's, of course, we have the Nobu Restaurant on property. And then this is our coffee shop. So this is the Nobu Cafe. You can come here and get, your latte, snacks, little sandwiches. And then in the evening, go to the Nobu Restaurant and Bar. We also have another concept that is, it's not in the Nobu Chicago because that is such a small hotel, but we have it at the Nobu Miami and here in Los Cabos. It's Malibu Farm. It's a farm-to-table restaurant that is incredible. Very earthy, great ingredients. And my favorite is the avocado pizza. David, you're gonna have to share that recipe. It's truly delicious, and it's a Malibu Farm. It's a concept that Chef Nobu works with, and she's a chef out of California. We also have the Playa Bar. So this is our bar out by the pool, and the Cortez Swim Up Bar. Everybody has one of those. And we are adding another restaurant, a steakhouse. David, what is that steakhouse called? And it'll be ready this week?
Yes, its name is Ardea Steakhouse. I will put it in the chat box as well. It's a Italian steakhouse concept, like aged type of meats from our Italian executive chef, Paolo Della Corte. I'm wearing his jacket today. And the concept will be a little bit darker, black charcoal design into the room, in which guests will get the access to see how their plates are being cooked and prepared. And we'll also have a separate section in which might be somewhat of a bar for guests to see whether are like a sports bar type, to perhaps smoke a little bit by the terrace, because it's next to one of our largest spaces. So definitely it will be a great concept, and we're just giving the last touches, expecting to be open this quarter of the year.
Okay. Now, so for our 200-room resort, we have a lot of food and beverage options. So Nobu, Malibu Farm, Adrea, Pacifico, room service, which is it's very nice. A lot of high-end food. Sensia Spa. We also have a fitness center, and this is, as a meetings person, my favorite part. Lots of meeting space. This is our boardroom. Again, a lot of wood, very warm options. The Nobu Terrace. The Yakusuku Garden, which is, we actually grow our own vegetables here, and we can do amazing intimate dinners in these two bays. I've seen it set up and it's gorgeous. We also have the Tsuki Ballroom, the Tsuki Terrace, and Shiawassee Terrace. And now that I'm finishing up with the Nobu in Los Cabos, I know that the black cod with miso is one of everybody's favorite dishes at Nobu restaurants. So we had one of our chefs on property show us how to properly cook the black cod with miso for your review. Come on, play. Come on, Chef.
Hi everyone, this is Jed of Nobu Restaurant Los Cabos. I would like you to join me in making the process of Chef Nobu-san's signature dish, the black cod and miso. Let's go. Now we're in the back of our kitchen, where is the prep area, where usually the fabricating is done here. As for the bacalao, as for our black cod, you have to be, a couple of things that you have to consider. It has to be thawed out well, and you have to descale it. The reason of descaling it is your cut might not be precise if there's a single scale on the fish. It's easy to descale a fish. Usually you go against the grain of the scale. So if the grain goes on the right side, you go from right to left. Now we're on the chopping block. The first thing we need to do on the chopping block is make sure that our fish is dry. Making it dry ensures that you have a nice grip on the bacalao or on your fish to make it easy to handle. Alright, for the first cut, you have to slice in the belly part to expose it. This part, wipe off your knife, and the next cut will be on the bottom part of the loin, that's your mark. You just need to expose the bottom part of the fish. Make a cut. The first slice is the mark. Check the slice, then do it again. We need to get through the bone or to the center bone of the fish to let us know that we have achieved a nice precision cut. For this part, you have to bend the fish like this, because as you remember, this is not like your normal round fish. This is a fattier fish with plumpier meat. So once again, I'm gonna make a mark. Make a mark, make a mark. Check. Go. Check. Once again. The way we know that we make a nice slice is when we hear the sound of the bone clinging. Click, 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 something like that. It means that we reach already the back part of the bone. One more time. Yeah, that clinging sound. So now, right now we can take out the tail part, because this is already easy for me to take it out. As I expose the bone, then this is the time that you have to watch your fingers, because this is the time that most of the people cut their fingers. It's when doing this part. So you lift up the loin. For me, as long as the knife doesn't go near my hands, I'm safe. Okay? So now, this is the cutting part of separating the loin from the backbone. And now, this is your first loin. All right, as of now, this is the loin. As you can see, the meat of the bacalao is very plumpier than any other fish because it's a bottom dweller fish. So now we're gonna clean the loin. Usually, we make a mark to expose the bone that we're gonna cut into. As you make a mark, you're gonna slice it as thinly as possible, going down to the belly. So just continue slicing until you get to the underbelly part. Now, on the underbelly part, you can take out, what we do in Nobu Restaurant is take out the belly part. So this belly part is yama. Yama meaning that it's out or it's on the garbage. All right, now that we have cleaned the black cod, we're gonna portion it. The portion usually is 8 to 9 ounce, so that's like around 240 to 270. All right, so make sure that the fish is dry, so it wouldn't be slipping on the board, because the meat is different. Now, the first cut is the top part of the loin. We have to take it out. So we take it out. So now, usually, we form it as the 240 to 270. We put 3 fingers, and that's our mark to make it like to that portion. I'm gonna get a weighing scale to check it out. Good. 235. All right. After we cut it, now we're gonna marinate it. We marinate it in den miso. Our den miso is composed of miso, sugar, mirin, sake, and this is the concoction that Chef Nobu-san have, and we marinate the black cod for 3 days. For 3 days. So we put it first in a container. After putting it in a container, we put on the den miso. We drizzle it with den miso. Then we mix it thoroughly. We mix it. Then we stack them up. Usually, when we do it on the marinade, we put the bottom side, skin side down. We put the fish, skin side down. And the other batch, skin side up. So it's like, you know, because the marinade penetrates more if it's like that. After 3 days of marination, the first thing that we have to do is take out the excess marination or miso from the fish. We're gonna gratinate it. After gratinating it, we're gonna put it in the oven for roughly 4 to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes of cooking it in the oven, now the pin bones are exposed, so I'm gonna take out the pin bones. Now that the pin bones are out, we're gonna flip the fish on the skin side up, and now we're going to make the last part of our dish. So we brush off another thin layer of the den miso, which is our marinade. Brush it on the fish. Now, we're going to gratinate it. This is the final step. While that is gratinating, now we're going to plate our black cod. So we're using Nobu plates, especially for black cod. We're gonna put extra den miso on the side. We're gonna get our bamboo leaf. Then our fully cooked black cod. Then we're gonna garnish with hajikami and chabacano. Present to you one of the signature dish of Nobu-san, black cod and miso. Thank you, Rich Resources, in joining me in making the black cod miso. Looking forward in seeing you in Nobu Hotel Los Cabos. Make sure to drop by in the Nobu Restaurant so you can try Nobu-san's signature dishes.
I want me some black miso cod.
Right now, right this minute.
Yes. And finally, my last hotel is the Nobu Hotel Miami Beach, which is it's 206 guest rooms from what used to be the Eden Rock complex. So we took 206 rooms, we gutted them, renovated them, and made them Nobu Miami Beach. It's got its own check-in lobby. In the two penthouse levels, we have the villas, which are apartments. And this is where the Kardashians film one of their TV shows and when they raised hell in Miami Beach. This is one of our villas. And all of these suites interconnect, so you can rent out the whole floor. It's got its own gym up there and its own meeting space. This is the Umi Suite, the Zen Suite, our junior suite, our deluxe, ocean view room. And this overlooks the intercoastal. We also have an exclusive pool for Nobu guests. And of course, we have the lobby bar, which is in the National Register of Historic Places with the original bamboo, Brazil nut wood from the 50s. We have the Nobu Restaurant as well, very busy from 7 till 2 o'clock in the morning. We have Malibu Farm, which is the only beachfront restaurant in Miami Beach. We were grandfathered in, so we were lucky to be able to have this restaurant right on the water. We also have a spa and beauty salon, health club. And the meeting space for Nobu meetings is up on the penthouse level, so they all have windows. This is our boardroom, which has a wraparound balcony and a living room area. Great for board of directors meetings and small, intimate programs for probably 40 to 50 rooms. And last but not least, because some of us are in the Southeast, Nobu Atlanta is in the works. It's going to be located at Phibbs Plaza. It's not owned by my company or will be managed by my company. I think the management company is actually the Simon Group, which is the mall manager, or Phibbs Plaza. They managed Phibbs Plaza. It's going to be a pretty multi-purpose complex with a athletic facility, of course, the restaurant, the hotel, and it should be hopefully ready to go in 2022 in Atlanta, across from Phibbs Plaza, across from St. Cecilia restaurant. And that is it for me. Does anybody have any questions? I mean, I saw the chat going, but I didn't. Anything that I could answer? Or
yeah, Kathy, one question. They want to know if the VAT tax rebates still apply to meetings in Mexico.
Yes, David. How do we handle that? In our all-inclusive resorts, we take that VAT tax out. So the rate that I'm quoting you already has that tax taken out, and we only add it back when it's when the participant is from Mexico. But anybody else, they would be exempt from the tax. How do you handle the VAT tax in the EP hotel? Oh yes, by the way, Nobu hotels in Mexico are European plan, so room only, no meals.
Yes. So what we do is that upon arrival, we ask for their proper identification, like the passport and the Mexican card that guests receive by the airport. Instead of charging you the additionals as the taxes for occupancy, the VAT tax, or the service charge, we avoid charging you the VAT tax. So it will only require for the guests to bring their proper identification, which is only your passport and your Mexican card that you receive at the airport, very easy, and we avoid charging you that.
So to be more clear, that is, you take the tax off for the individual guest. Therefore, the meeting planner doesn't have to apply to have the VAT credit or refund. Is that correct?
Correct.
Take it on an individual basis? Okay.
Correct.
That makes it easier on the meeting planner.
Even if it's in a rooming list, everybody has to come through check-in and give us your passport and the immigration card.
And it applies to food and beverage and spa and all the other services as well?
For food and beverage, yes.
That's great.
Yes.
And catered functions? How do you handle that?
Yes, catered functions, and as well for the rooms. Remember that we're a European plan, so everything is being checked by our accounting team once you are on property.
Okay. I think that's changed since the last time I operated a group in Mexico. So thank you for that.
We make it a lot easier now. Before it was hard, and yeah, it was hard. But it's been a while. I think we're making it easier.
It has been a while. And does that apply to a pure incentive program as well? And you don't have to differentiate? Okay, that's great. I mean, Carol Nall has operated recently some groups in Mexico. Carol, how did it work for you?
It was very easy. It was probably 5 years ago though.
Okay.
So, but the our on-sites helped with everything, all the paperwork, everything.
So you had got credit for the VAT off of all of your F&B as well as your room.
It was actually the President's Club.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we did have one small meeting to qualify. Mm-hmm. But it was very easy. It was great.
Well, now they're saying you don't even have to have that. Is that what you're saying, David and Kathy?
Yeah.
With one meeting, that's what we normally require, just one meeting, one day, and definitely, especially if it's an incentive, you can enjoy the rest of your days.
Okay, great. Good to know. Thank you.
It's very relaxed.
Yeah, good. Well, they want visitors, I would think, so they're going to make it as easy as possible. That's the whole point. It puts you in a very competitive situation as it relates to other Caribbean, Hawaii, and Florida properties.
Absolutely.
I do have to bring up one point because it's for Los Cabos property. We are offering free COVID tests for any guests that traveled this year in 2021 for individuals or even or incentive groups. We're including the 2 tests per room. And also we include insurance, medical insurance. It could be for accident or it could be for COVID related illness. It covers up to $10,000 worth of medical costs, $1,000 if we have to go to the hospital by ambulance, terrestrial, not helicopter. It covers up to $1,000 if you have to change flights or fare difference. If you do test positive, and you do get to stay in our resort for quarantine for free. Wow. So that's included in if you sign a group for 2021. I have a lot of small requests for like Kelly McAllister said, the new size of the groups now. So 25 to 30 rooms, and they're traveling this year, and they're getting the insurance. It comes with the insurance for Cabos.
Yeah, that's very generous protection, I think. Good for you.
And I think in Mexico, we're really doing a great job in managing these programs safely. I had a few last year, a couple, and no issues. And one was a big association, international association, traveled with 50% of their people, and it went really well.
That's great.
In Riviera Maya. So I my hats off to my partners in Mexico. They're doing a great job.
Good to know. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions?
Those were all the questions that I saw.
I'll send the marinade, the miso sauce recipe. I'll
So
send it.
that's not super duper secret. You're going to share that with us, huh?
That's the sauce, absolutely.
Okay.
And because that's the secret to this thing. I mean, you can get, well, it probably won't taste the same, but my thought was going to Trader Joe's and getting those frozen cod fillets and then trying it out, letting this thing marinate for 3 days, and then put it in the broiler with the sauce and see what happens.
So that's what gratinade means. It means that
it was the broiler.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I have a little.
Glad you asked that, Carol. I tried asking Alexa, and she was lost. She was like, "I have no answer for you."
Yeah, that was the broiler. What I forget for restaurant people what they called that.
We called it gratinade, which is normally a phrase for gratinade.
Potatoes gratinade. You brown the top.
Yeah.
Call it a salamander.
Yeah, the salamander. That's it. Yes.
All right.
Rolling it out, Mary. Okie dokie then. Hey, listen, I've got a great source if anybody likes fresh seafood. I signed up for this. It's called the Fulton Street Fish Market out of New York. And you get a monthly box of fresh seafood. You can choose fin fish or shellfish or a combination. And, I always have some fresh seafood in my freezer because I like seafood. And that would be a great way.
Okay, wait, what was the name of that, Carol?
Oh, Fulton, I'll send it to you. It's called the Fulton Fish Market. And it's out of New York. And the girl is super nice to work with. And I just get a regular monthly box of seafood. It's cool. It isn't cheap.
Yeah.
Terrible either. Generous portions, as fresh as can be. I mean, she pulls them out of the water and sends you the box. So it's great. If anybody else wants it, just email me. It's really good.
Thank you. That's awesome.
All right. Well, are you and Kathy ready to collaborate on our weekly winner? Kathy, would you tell everyone what you have for them today?
Yes, it's Nobu, the cookbook, signed by Chef Nobu. It's got all those fun secret sauces. It's got a glossary of terms, which I desperately needed. And it's also got all the purveyors. So where to get the fish, where to get all his suppliers are in here. Great stories. It was really fun working on this project. Yes, I do sell this brand, but I never really got in as deep into it as I did doing the research. And this guy is so down to earth and humble, and he's built an empire based on he wants to make people smile. He wants the quality of the food to be the top, and he doesn't care what the cost. And he wants that same quality and minimalist service to be applied to all of his hotels. So top amenities, linens, the mattresses are amazing, the food quality, and they just want to make people laugh. So it's a really nice cookbook.
That's a very cool thing. And I just wanted to say thank you to you, because I feel like the storytelling, telling his personal story, that helps to, I think, in people's minds to differentiate all of these wonderful new properties that are coming up all over the place, particularly in Cabo, David. There are so many beautiful properties. They do tend to start to look alike in the sense of this modernist architecture is really hot right now, and it's a very design-centric place anyway. So telling Nobu's story, I think, helps us to be a little more tender toward that particular resort and that property, as well as the brand in general, just kind of humanizing the brand for us. So I hope you all agree that kind of tugged at your heartstrings a little bit and helped you want to support his ventures. So thank you.
Thank you, Carol. And yes, thank you for bringing that up. Cabo is the hottest destination in Mexico right now. I would say at least 17 new resorts have opened up, and they're all amazing. They're all beautiful. They're all great. The setting, the destination in itself is so pretty. But I think what sets us apart is truly the fact that it's Japanese inspired. So the architecture, the furniture, the wood, all the wood used. It's, yes, you're in Mexico, but it's still
awesome. Yeah.
It's a great combination. And of course, with Mexican hospitality to top it off, I think it's a winner.
You mentioned a word, Carol. You mentioned to work with your heart. This is one of Nobu's most significant words for everyone to remember. The word kokoro, I will also write it down into the chat box. But kokoro means heart. Oh, there you go. It means to your heart. So when we say we work with our kokoro, it means we work with our heart. We put our passion to what we do, and we it's the same. At the same time, you can see it the way we enjoy doing our what we do, like our sous chef Jet at the Nobu Restaurant, how he was preparing the black con miso and all, sharing with our audience all the secrets and all the details for us to keep in mind towards that.
We do have one question. What are some sample hotel rates in Cabos, say March and April, in that time frame?
For individuals,
Right.
or groups?
Please, Kat.
I'm assuming for groups.
I would say, David.
Around, for the entry level, might be around 340 to 350. If it's for ocean views or upper categories, might be a little bit higher than that. Talking in terms of March, April. Remember, there's like a holiday week over there, the Holy Week. So rates may change depending on the weeks. Late April, of course, it's a little bit better. And if group is flexible in May or June, definitely there's a significant difference in terms of rates to be a little bit more like slightly decreasing.
Now, for all my friends, ask me about our friends and family rate too.
Yes, do tell.
No, it all depends on the date. So if anybody's interested, send me an email and I'll send you a link so you can play around and check and see where you can find a good rate.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, longing to do that. Thank you so much, guys. So Kelly and Kathy, have you decided who is going to take home the cookbook and the sunglasses this week?
Oh, hold on.
You're going to
Kathy's going to check her text box. And in the meantime, I'm going to say, Kathy, I just want you to know that this goes all the way down and is a full-length dress. And but also I wanted to ask Randy, because I think he's wearing a robe, kimono, and I wanted to see what he had going on this week.
Yeah, Randy, stand up and show us.
Because I don't know that he or Lori actually said anything at the beginning.
I don't think Lori said a word today. Where is she?
Yeah. She's over there with the fan.
There she is. Okay. I got to go back to gallery view.
Not sure if Randy is speaking, or are you on mute right now, Randy?
Randy.
Yeah, he's working on it. Lori, why don't you walk us through your outfit?
Oh, there he is.
Hey, can I just give you guys, and I'll let Lori go. Can I just give you guys the worst pun in the world?
Yeah.
This is my CEO, and it's our Chihuahua, and everybody who sees us and calls can confirm this. His name is Boo. And when he's good, he's a good Boo. But once in a while, when he's not a good Boo, here's the worst pun, we say, no Boo.
Oh, good.
Did not see that coming, Randy. Good job. Is that a lollipop that you're fanning him with? What is that thing? Like one of those super...
Oh, this is a Japanese little fan here. I got my Japanese hat.
It's
and my robe. I'm not going to stand up because then you'd see my jeans and all that stuff. So, and I got Boo.
Enough.
Lori, how about you?
I'll do this for you guys.
All right.
All right.
Hello. So I wanted to just share, this is, we hosted 2 Japanese boys on a cross-cultural exchange program. And they brought us the most wonderful gifts. And so one of them, if you can see that, a scarf from Mount Fuji.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have postcards. One of my favorites is this. It's inspired from kimonos, but it's they call it, I have to read it. They call it a Yuzen Chiogami, but it's a very, very elegant paper. And then I also have very fun origamis that for kids. And then, of course, just to top it off, I have my little bookends or bookmarks. So anyway.
What are you wearing? That pink.
This is really special. This is a Japanese coat that my grandmother made, and I've saved it all these years.
Really? Wow, Lori. You Meachams take it every week, basically. Or bring it every week, I should say. So thank you. I love the storytelling. I love that we've kind of morphed into more than just what are you drinking and what are you wearing, but stories that relate to the culture. That's great. It's exciting. So thank
Beautiful. Very, very hard to select. Kelly, how do you do it?
Kathy, if you would like, I will go first and I will let you pick the other winner.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Go for it.
Perfect. Well, I am going with the commitment to the makeup and the kimono and Sam Bixby.
Sam.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Sam. You just look.
Way too many sunglasses now.
I know she does. Isn't it great?
You need another product or something. I don't know.
Well, we can. We can give her blue light. We can do other stuff.
I'm teasing. Sam can have as many sunglasses as she wants. She earns it. She does earn it for sure.
Thank you.
Oh, and also just while Kathy is making up her mind, a big shout out to Whitney and her wig wardrobe, because every week it seems like there's a different wig. Just like Randy's got a different outfit or a pun for Nobu. I think Whitney and the wigs, just amazing.
I want to
so much.
The scariest thing of all is that I own all of these. I don't go out and buy them. I just go to my closet, which is frightening, just frightening.
I often use props from my dog's bin. Not today, but most weeks I have something on that was actually from my dog.
That's awesome. Didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you for
sharing. David, can I just say something real quick? David, Lori can tell you guys exactly when it was. It's probably maybe 3.5 years ago. We had the distinct pleasure of being at your property in Los Cabos. Had a 5-course dinner in the Nobu Restaurant, and for everybody here thinking about doing a meeting there, it is a spectacular property. I liked it because it's out away from all the the other properties where you really have a paradise setting. The beach was beautiful, and our room, the wood in this hotel, it's spectacular. So I just want to give you guys kudos for a person on the call who has been there. It's spectacular. I highly recommend the property.
Thank you so much, Randy.
My life
are surprisingly modest or moderate. I was stunned by the rates, actually. So keep it up.
Well, thank you. My winner is also Sam, just because of the makeup and the effort. So I will send a cookbook to you. But Randy?
Yes.
You get one too.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And Lori, I will send you one too.
Oh, don't waste your book.
We're a team. You can just send, whatever.
One is good.
Oh, you're together?
Yes, they're married. So they don't get two.
Something else then. Something fun for both of you.
Oh, that's so great.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that y'all will collaborate on a nice dinner party for us so that when we get together again, we can share your goodies. So.
Somebody make the miso cod in Atlanta, please.
Please. I'm doing my next event there as soon as they open their doors. All right, we're running a little long today, so I just want to thank David. Thank you so much for all of the creativity you brought to the table this week, and Kathy for the research and the amount of time that you took to really help us understand the story of the brand as well as the brand. So thank you for that. And thank you for your collaboration as usual. I'd love to focus on a couple of the other properties going forward as well.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your week.
I wanted to
Thank you.
everybody, before you go, I want to remind everybody, including you two, Kathy and David, please take a picture, a selfie if you can, in front of your screenshot, or just when you're done with the call, take a selfie. Please send it to me. That gives us some content for the website. And everybody, I get lots of comments about how much people enjoy seeing the pictures of you all every week. So don't forget to do that. And then I'm super excited next week. We've got something very different to do. We are going to Mardi Gras. And we're going in a really safe way because they aren't having any parades this year. So we're going to be hosted by Bonnie Boyd, who's a veteran of the industry. She owns a DMC that is synonymous with Mardi Gras. Actually, it's called Bonnie Boyd and Associates, their destination management company. She lives in the Garden District in a beautiful old New Orleans home. She is inviting us to her home, either live or by tape, to show us and share with us some of her Mardi Gras memorabilia from over the years. I think she's probably been a queen more than once, and she's just a fantastic Louisiana storyteller, and will tell us all about Mardi Gras. We're also going to have a king cake that we're going to make by demo, and she's got the recipe for it. If y'all are bakers and want to celebrate Mardi Gras next week, we're not going to do it together. It's a rather complicated recipe, but it will be in Whitney's flyer. And anybody that wants to make a king cake can make one. And then our first 5 next week are getting king cake from New Orleans. So tell your friends, come back. It's going to be super duper fun next week.
Thanks, Carol.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all.
Thank you.